Your news for the state of Tennessee in about 10 minutes. Tennessee in 10 starts now.
Good morning and thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. I'm Amanda Hara at WSMV in Nashville. We are hours away from another search for missing college student Riley Strain. He vanished from downtown Nashville almost 2 weeks ago. Rescue crews shifted their focus to the Cheatham Dam yesterday. That area is significant because the Cumberland River runs right into the Cheatham Dam and goes in the direction that the current flows. Yesterday, the Army Corps of Engineers shut down the dam, which allows debris in the water to come up to the surface. Once that happened, crews sifted through it looking for any sign of Riley, but found nothing. Volunteers plan to continue their search today.
I'm Taylor Tucker. Here are your top stories we're following in the Action News 5 newsroom in Memphis. Cal Rittenhouse made a brief appearance on the campus of the University of Memphis. Rittenhouse held a question and answer period, and dozens of protesters drowned out his comments. There were mixed reactions about his visit. This is what we saw as Turning Point USA, the organizers of the appearance, were escorted away from protesters. We're told mostly students asked why he came to Memphis and about his trial in 2021. Rittenhouse told the audience he was put on trial because an election was happening. After being questioned about Turning Point USA CEO, Rittenhouse left the stage. We heard from students protesting his presence and people wanting to hear what Rittenhouse had to say.
We need to speak our own voice, our own narrative, a peaceful narrative.
I want to know his story. You know, there's a lot of misinformation, and so I'm just curious to hear from him exactly, what he's been through.
Cal Rittenhouse is scheduled to speak later this month at Western Kentucky University. And owners at a nursing home say they're beefing up security after one of their nurses was shot and killed 2 weeks ago. Investigators say a 17-year-old whose name has not been released shot the nurse while stealing her car on the morning of March 8th. She died on the scene and the car was found shortly after. That 17-year-old is now charged with first-degree murder. Those are your headlines from the Mid-South.
Police say 2 kids at the center of a Tennessee Amber Alert were found in a U-Haul truck. Police in Alabama found Journey and Daly in the truck in a Burger King parking lot after getting a tip. An Amber Alert was issued Monday night after the 2 were reported missing from Shelbyville. Their non-custodial mother and a man were both arrested. Their mom is facing kidnapping charges in Tennessee, but could also face charges out of the state of Alabama. A construction worker is recovering this morning after they were found trapped under mounds of dirt for 12 hours. This happened in Lewis County. A landslide buried both the worker and a backhoe on Tuesday. Only a small portion of the roof of the backhoe was visible, so crews placed a pipe down into the earth to give that worker air. Then they used an excavator and shovels to dig him out. The worker had to be flown to Vanderbilt in Nashville. Snakes becoming more active in Tennessee and will start moving out of their den sites. The TWRA says watch your step, watch your surroundings. They say Tennessee has 4 species of venomous snakes: copperheads, cottonmouths, and 2 types of rattlesnakes. And we've got some nice weather coming our way this weekend, so a lot of people will probably need that warning before heading outside. Stefano, some of us are getting rain in our future too.
And we are sort of sandwiched between 2 rounds of rain, but the good news is that we will dry out for the weekend, and that's right in between all of those. Today, we're just seeing a slow increase in that cloud cover. Really shouldn't be anything too overly exciting. Still very mild, by the way, 60s, even near 70 out in parts of West Tennessee. The clouds should thicken up overnight tonight. As that happens, I don't want you to be surprised of a passing rain shower tomorrow morning for the morning commute, but most of us shouldn't run into too much of anything overly widespread. Now, the rain will start to get more widespread as we go into our Friday afternoon and evening. That rain is not going to be overly heavy, doesn't really come with a thunderstorm threat, but it should get more widespread Friday night into very early on Saturday morning. So if you have any plans, dinner plans even Friday evening, good idea to at least have the umbrella ready to go. This rain won't cause any flooding concerns. There's obviously no severe weather threat. We're about 5-6 days removed from our last round of rain, so the ground has plenty of opportunity to work with this. The majority of that moisture should work its way out of the mid-state by Saturday morning. Now, as we look ahead to early next week after we dry out for the weekend, this is what we're watching for Monday night into our day on Tuesday. The showers and thunderstorms are going to work their way through ahead of a cold front. That front is going to try to fire off some kind of severe weather situation. Right now, we're still obviously a ways out, but we're eyeing up parts of West Tennessee for the chance for a couple of strong thunderstorms. We'll see if that extends any farther east in the coming days.
From the WVLT Newsroom, I'm Whitney Turner. After repainting the base of the Sun Sphere back to its original blue color, Visit Knoxville says more changes are on the way to Knoxville's iconic landmark. Leaders say a new visitor center should be done by the fall. The visitor center is phase 2 of changes and renovations at the Sun Sphere. The idea behind this addition is to make it a place that people can shop and then start their journey to the top. With more than 100,000 people visiting it over the past few years, we spoke with the president of Visit Knoxville, who says investing in the Sun Sphere is critical.
They do see a big gold ball in the skyline, and they want to know what it is, and they want to go in it, and they want to see that 360-degree view of East Tennessee. And the Sun Sphere is very important in how we tell the story of why you should visit Knoxville, and when you're here, why you might want to come back to visit Knoxville.
Leaders tell us the Sun Sphere was going to stay open to the public through those changes. Well, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park says it's generated more than $10 million in the first year of the Park It Forward program. Rangers tell us they're going to use that money to improve visitor safety, hire more rangers, and repair several park buildings. They launched the program last year with $5 daily passes, $15 weekly passes, and $40 annual tags. It is required to buy a parking pass if you park while you're visiting. All the money, though, generated stays in the park. Well, President Joe Biden has now entered the NCAA tournament conversation. He thinks the Vols are going to make it deep this year. Check this out. In a post on Instagram, President Biden released his tournament picks, and in his bracket, he has Tennessee making it all the way to the Final Four. Then he has Houston beating the Vols before losing to UConn in the championship. Former President Barack Obama was the first president to release a bracket each year. President Biden has continued the tradition since he took office. Back to you.
Now, Vols play their first game today. Thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning with a look at the big stories from across the state. Have a great day.
This is Tennessee in 10, streaming your news and weather across the state in about 10 minutes.